We can,
Yep.
yes.
Yes.
Unfortunately. There we go. Okay. So, welcome back to the Wildlands. Last time, you guys made your way across the Cloud Summit Peaks through a terrible sleet storm that pelted down from the heavens and made the going very difficult, cold, and damp. You persevered as best you could, but you ran into trouble, struggling as you were, coming to a kind of half-frozen river where you were beset by a band of orc brigands wearing these kind of metal jaw protectors, and as like that looked like maws or jaws themselves. They were also wearing these kind of black organic heart symbols and a number of other pieces of orcish iconography. You slew them for the most part, captured one of their number, and also snagged yourselves a giant spider that two of them were riding, and managed to, at least for the moment, get the beastie under control. And you have now made your way a little beyond that river area with the spoils of combat, and have made camp fairly early in the day, although it is already getting dark, as it is the middle of winter. And you have, despite the potential danger, lit a campfire, because you very much need to melt off the icy residue of the storm that clings to your clothing and all of your gear, and breaks off in sheets as you try and unroll your bedrolls and tents that have been rained upon. Looming over all of this, of course, is the gigantic black spider, its 8 eyes glittering in the firelight, and sat upon by your very own Akiri, the Urakokra cleric. Take it away.
Akiri?
Yeah.
So you're really gonna keep this spider?
I'm gonna try.
Okay. Alright.
I mean, I don't know. He might be useful. Like,
Yeah, no, you're right. I think I've decided that I'm pro spider.
Besides, he would definitely be helpful in like fighting things, and he can definitely carry things. And I don't know. I like him all. I'm still very pleased.
Alright. Has he got a name?
Did Cordy tell us his name? Because I remember his
Oh,
name.
no, that's right. Yes, it's Sarakik.
Strakik, I think.
Sarakik eats in the leaves. That's right. That's a mouthful.
I'm just gonna call him Strakik for now. And she like pets him. I don't know if that's a good sound or a bad sound.
The 8 eyes are a little bit difficult to read as they watch the dancing flames of your campfire.
He's a good spider.
Right, so we should probably, figure out if he's going to kill all of us in our sleep.
Yeah. We have something specific to stand watch for now.
That's nice.
At least we know what we're watching for now.
How are we going to restrain him? Or her?
Well, I've got reins. I feel like we could tie him to a tree or something.
This is freaking me out.
He goes shh, and like pets right between his eyes, like the main two set of eyes, and then like kind of rubs right between. Hey, it's okay.
The mandibles click in response, enigmatically. Cordy has gone into one of her trances and is not at the moment casting any spells to communicate with the beast.
I really wish I knew. I really wish I knew giants better. Like I've played spider, or I've never seen one this big. I've seen some big spiders, but nothing this size.
Hey,
It's
Haley.
cool, though. That's all Kiri had to say about it.
We also want to figure out when we're gonna talk with our new orc friend.
That's true. Bref, I think that our new orc friend might. Okay, this falcon statue, it has to do with that bandit meeting that we need to find your brother at. Isn't that correct?
That's the impression I got. We got the statue from that other group, and then this group seemed to recognize it, and then I wonder if maybe that other group stole it from these guys. I don't really know.
Yeah.
But definitely something.
Right. It's definitely something that they are asking about, that people are asking about. We might want to think about keeping that falcon statue. Is there any way that we can keep it even more under wraps than, because that shaman was able to figure out that we had it really quickly.
Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the statue, along with the letter, is currently in a small wooden box hanging somewhere off of Bref's pack. The original box that you found it in.
So it's pretty much kind of out in the open.
Wrapped in velvet.
Wrapped in velvet. Okay, it's beautiful. What is it? Velvet? Okay, so...
I believe he used a spell to tell that we had the falcon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it's wrapped in velvet, then I would think so. Yeah, you're probably right.
Well, we might want to look into maybe people who, or maybe simply packaging it differently. Spells that you can use to find things, but some of them would require you to be looking for a specific object.
Mm-hmm.
For the falcon statue, it might be difficult for us to hide that. But if they're looking for the box, if maybe they don't know exactly what the falcon statue looks like, then if we disposed of the box and changed it...
Thanks, Rosie.
She thinks that I'm saying something very smart. If we disposed of the box and changed it, then perhaps we could trick some spells like that.
Right.
I don't really know whether people are looking specifically, but it might be worth a try.
Although, didn't he specifically say that we have the falcon statue?
Well, they might know what it is, but they might not, they might not know exactly what they're looking for.
Yeah, he might have just been put for all we know.
I don't know. I feel like it makes more sense that that there would be a lot of falcon statues, and it's like a way in. And like, so they would
Hey, no, that's a good
have
thought.
multiple of them, so they already know what it looks like.
It's probably best to wake up the shaman so we can interrogate him and get some actual answers.
Yeah, that might get us more information. But I mean, if it's a way in, then why would they want to? Why, for one thing, why would they call it the? And for another thing, why would they want to steal it from us? Like, wouldn't it be pretty easy to get one if you're a bunch of brigands?
Maybe there's like a really elite bunch of brigands.
What did they say? Who has that note? I'm actually looking for it. That talked about the statue.
If only somebody was keeping like a detailed diary or something.
I'm looking for it right now.
You, the note
It's
is
in
in
the
the
handouts.
handouts.
Oh, okay. It's in. It's okay. It's always in the first. It's always the last place.
Talks about it as a gift.
Right. Yeah, the way it talks about it is a gift. Attack. I'm not. Yeah. A token of my esteem. I don't think this is a. I don't think this is a way in. I think it's just an offering. Just a.
Maybe it's like a big thing, like an important statue that we just don't know about. So it's like well known among them, but not us, because we're not like in the know.
Maybe it was stolen from their tribe.
Well, again, these are the kinds of things that we might be able to get from our shaman friend.
But I suggest we wait until tomorrow so I can use that circle of truth on him or something.
That's fine. There are other ways of getting. Well, I'm just gonna say, how there are things that you can do to get answers out of people. That's all I'll say.
Like spells.
Mm-hmm. Those work.
So we're not waking him up tonight?
And I think we're also not torturing anybody. Are we just all on the same page on that one?
I found that whenever someone tries to get information with torture, it tends to produce a untrustworthy result.
That's been my experience also.
Then why do you always suggest it?
Yeah, it's not 100%. It's not 100% failure rate.
So I see the advantage of a zone of truth. We do want to make sure he's snugly bound and gagged through the night, though, so he doesn't magic his way out. So we'll have two things to watch in addition to our normal watch keeping.
I can
always have
tell.
at least 2 people on watch during this period.
Agreed.
There are actually kind of a lot of people chasing us at this point. It's a little alarming.
It's kind of silly.
We have a surprising amount of enemies right now.
Considering that we haven't really done all that much. I mean, I kind of hoped that my enemies would be a little more exciting.
I wonder if the people with Taurine would agree with that statement.
They don't actually know we did that to them, though.
You can keep your thoughts on that to yourself.
Okay. So, we're gonna go to bed. Tie this guy up. We can knock him out.
He is knocked
He's already.
out.
Yeah.
That's right. Do we have anything that will make him sleep?
We could drug him.
I'd ask for Cordy, but she's already in.
Mm-hmm.
No, we'll just keep an
We'll just
eye
keep
on
an
him
eye on
as
him.
as the night goes by.
Yeah. All right. So the spider. Are we just going to just keep an eye on the spider too?
I was gonna use the reins to. I was gonna use the reins to tie him to a tree. Someone has a. There's an echo. I'm here. I think it's better now. Yeah. Anyways, I was gonna use the reins to see if I could tie him to a tree or something. Yeah. I think that might be okay. A little ways off.
The answer is yes. We're also keeping an eye on the giant spider.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we don't know how good the rains are or whether the orcs had a different way of keeping him in check. We have to watch the shaman to see if he wakes up and to keep him from running away if he does. We have to watch the giant spider to see if he tries to kill anybody, and we have to watch for the bandits, and we have to watch for all the other things.
Basically, you have to keep watch. Akiri, I want you to know that if your spider attacks anyone, I'm going to hurt it.
Yeah. I would too. It's okay. I'm not that attached to him yet.
Just wanted to make sure you understood.
No, I would too.
Alright, good night, you guys.
Akiri is gonna proceed to take Siraki, like, just out of the firelight, so he can still, like, kind of see him, but not, but, like, a good ways away. And attempt to tie him to a tree.
Okay. How far away from the campfire do you go?
Like, 20, 30 feet.
Okay. Make a handle animal check.
– 24.
The enormous, hairy 8 legs of the spider rise up in response to your tug and go did away from the fire, about 30 feet, where there is a tree, somewhat covered in ice and snow from the storm earlier. Srankik submits to having its reins tied to a branch of the tree, watching you and clicking.
And she pets one of his legs gently, like, this is just for now, okay? I'll be back in the morning, but I don't trust you enough yet to let you stay near the campfire, okay?
The giant spider stares at you.
Okay, be good, I'll be back in the morning. And then she takes off back to the campsite.
It tries to follow you and is stopped by the reins.
I'm sorry, I'll be back in the morning, I promise.
It's still very much visible as you head back to the campfire. You've only gone 30 feet away after all. You step over the trussed orc on the ground and rejoin the rest. It's much warmer near the fire. All is quiet.
So, who's taking first watch?
I'll be happy to take a watch. to take first watch?
I'll get it over with.
Anyone who's on first watch, please make a perception check. And I warn you that having a fire ups the chances of something coming upon you significantly.
We're so good at perceiving.
Yeah, I don't know. We got some pretty good perceptions here.
The pair of you stare off into the night. The wind occasionally shaking snow and slush from the branches of the trees, or perhaps they're just dripping as they slowly refreeze in the cold night air. There doesn't seem to be anything out there. You warm yourselves at the firelight. The snow kind of melts in a small ring around the campfire as the logs you found and broken up burn.
Bella.
Yes.
So, I realize I've probably been coming off a little too strong. I'm trying to watch that. I'm trying to think of other ways of doing things first. If, I don't think I would have wanted to torture the guy today. But I think maybe probably I would have been down with scaring him, and I think would have done it though.
Well, I mean, I think that trying to scare people is maybe not always our best option.
Okay. Well, okay. So then, okay. You're probably you're probably right. You're probably right. I'll keep that in mind.
I mean, look. I understand why you default to that. I think we tend to go with the things that feel familiar, even if they don't feel good or safe. But I think that we have a lot of other options now. And I've found that generally people are a lot more willing to talk to me when they think that I'm their friend than when they think that I'm their enemy.
Yeah,
I mean, if
I've
he's
noticed
scared of us... Mm-hmm.
You get a lot more done that way than I do, for sure.
I mean, think about the outcome, right? So, think about the outcome. So, here's a guy who's out in the middle of the woods with a bunch of people who he doesn't know, who he knows that he attacked earlier and tried to kill. So, he has absolutely no reason to give us accurate information about who he is or what his tribe is doing or anything like that. If he's a brave fighter, which we have every reason to think he is, then there's a very good chance that he would sooner literally die than give us accurate information about his home and his family and why he's doing all of this. Whereas if he believes that we have no reason to hurt him, and we're just trying to figure out what's going on. And he knows more about the Falcon statue than we do, and we would love it if he would share that knowledge with us. Then he might be persuaded to tell us something.
Okay. Yeah, he's not exactly an ideal subject. He probably wouldn't want to give up anything. It would be a waste. You're right. Here's what I'm worried about.
Okay.
Now that I'm trying to find this new way of looking at things, this new way of doing things, and it's been good. I felt connection with people that I haven't felt before. But what if it means that all of these things that I am really good at, and I'm really good at some things, what if they're useless? What if they don't have any place in my life now? Well, what am I now?
Well, I mean, skills are just tools, you know. I think that they can be used for good or for evil. I've known plenty of people who've been willing to pretend to be my friend in order to make me do things I didn't want to do, but that isn't how I use it. And I think that maybe you just need to think about what your skills mean to you now that you're a different person than you used to be.
That's good advice. I'll keep that in mind. I appreciate that.
Sure. I mean, not that being intimidating is never a good thing, just that being intimidating in order to make people think that you're going to hurt them isn't the only way to do that.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if I don't really know where you've been and what you've done, but you know, like for example, you know, I've been if you're at a, you know, and you want to go up and talk to the local baron, even if he's a really sweet person and the nicest guy you'll ever meet, he's still intimidating. You know, he's got power. He's got gravitas. You wouldn't go up and say just anything that was on the top of your mind to him. It would be foolish to do so. And that's part of how he wields power. But it's not a scary kind of intimidation. It's more like intense respect.
Okay. All right. I'll keep that in mind. That's okay. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody in the group. There's no reason why you should trust me. I probably wouldn't.
Well, we like having you around, I think. Well, I can't speak for everyone else.
Well, that's awfully nice of you. That is really nice.
All right, I'm gonna take this angry baby up to bed.
Okay.
She's very angry. Say good night, Rose.
Good night, Rosie.
Thank you, Kate, for persevering.
Yes, thank you.
Haley, in answer to your question, you can ask me in the game, and I can have you roll a check.
Okay.
Aquitas, as your conversation fades away with Bella, taken over by the distant sounds of falling snow, and the crackle of the fire you guys are still keeping alive with the branches you collected when you were making camp. Who do you wake up next for the next watch?
I mean, if I can just pick somebody, let's say Mavra.
Okay. Just Mavra?
Mavra and
Krim? All right. As you curl up in your hopefully somewhat more dry bedroll, with your cloak for warmth and a fire on one side, I'm going to ask Krim and Mavra to make perception rolls. Okay. Mavra, as often happens, your eyes are drooping, but keeping watch as best you can. It's cold. You're shivering. Krim, you're keeping a sharp eye out. This snowy terrain, these snowy mountains, remind you very strongly of the place where Samson died.
That makes me nervous.
Buried in his stone cairn, only a couple days' trek through the mountains away from here. Do you guys want to do anything during your watch, or should we move on?
I guess I think on what Equitas said about Samson and the great library in the sky.
Strange story, that. Eventually, your watch comes to an end. Who do the two of you wake up next?
I will wake up Raph.
I'm gonna wake up Akiri.
Oh yeah, and Cordy's probably up now too.
Bref on Akiri, you're on watch. Would you like to make perception rolls? Or do something else during your watch?
Okay. Okay, here we go.
Way to get a natural 19 out of the way. Way to get a natural 1 out of the way.
Akiri, with all the stress and mixed up feelings about heading home after how you left not so very long ago, you curl up by the fire and your beak dips down and down, with your feathers fluffed up against the cold. You're soon snoring into your chest feathers.
Well, crap.
Breath, your teeth are chattering, and you feel
Well,
that
I'm sure glad that I have you here to keep me company, Akiri. I don't know if I'd be able to stay awake otherwise.
And, yeah, Bref.
you feel that this ground is entirely too far away from the sea. Here in the mountains, where the snow covers everything. You feel hemmed in by the peaks and the thick forest.
I like somewhere I can spread out.
Far more hemmed in than you were even in town, although you haven't seen anyone other than your friends for 3 days. And some orcs. Alright. Nothing untoward happens during your watch. Who do you guys wake up next, or is that it for watches? I guess that's it.
I mean, Cordy.
Oh yes, Cordy can go on a watch. She can actually watch all by herself.
Especially with that roll.
She keeps a sharp eye out, talking to the mushrooms growing out of her own face. Alright. Nothing disturbs you, despite your fire and the fresh orc corpses nearby. Maybe something was scared off by the fire, or maybe the nearby presence of a gigantic forest predator had an effect. Either way, the day bathes the Cloud Summit peaks in a pink fog as dawn breaks. And you awaken the next day.
Oh, the less nights we could spend in the mountains, the happier I'll be.
Is the shaman awake?
You look over at him and see that his eyes are closed. The injuries about his person, the big bruise on his face from where Bref knocked him out, are quite noticeable. But any bleeding has at this point stopped.
Akiri, can you check and make sure he's alive?
Sure.
You lean over the orc. Make a medicine check.
I swear. I swear. Oh my goodness.
You brush...
He's either perfectly fine or dying. I can't
You
tell.
just killed him. You just killed him.
You try to brush aside the snow from his braided beard and dreadlocks. And in so doing, accidentally slap him in the face. Whap.
I thought we
Right on the
weren't doing
bruise.
Equitus's plan.
His eyes pop open.
And she jumps back in surprise with a squeak. I'm gonna go take care of my spider. I'll be back. She's gonna go.
I want to remind everyone that this is a magic user.
Yeah, I think he's gagged.
Okay.
So, what do I know about orcish shamans?
That was a good question.
Well, having lived with an orc tribe, they had a shaman. I'm going to ask you to make an intelligence history check. Actually, sorry, religion check.
I believe in you. At least it wasn't a 1.
They mostly kept you away from the shaman. There are various rules about taboo. And you would have been taboo had you trod on his shadow. You do know that they follow either Grumsh or one of the kind of gods that are Grumsh's right-hand generals. Not too much more than that. Except that you recall the shaman blessing the raids and having a certain amount of power within the tribe, but also being regarded with a certain amount of suspicion. Not really exemplifying the truest virtues of Orcish culture. But that's about it. In terms of general knowledge about or tribal shamans of the orcs. Could you guys hear me? Okay, just making sure.
Yes. Okay. We need a plan. What are we going to ask him? What is going to be the best way to get them information from him?
I'll talk.
Water.
We could start by giving him... Well, how is he talking? He's gagged.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's gagged. I missed that.
Yeah.
He is probably thirsty.
I lean right down in his face and say, well, I'm going to take the gag out, and we're going to have a talk, and if you try any magic or anything untoward, then you're going to have another encounter with my hammer. It won't go quite as well as the last one.
He shakes his head slowly.
All right.
I'll talk to him.
I take the gag out.
Water.
I give him some water.
And I'll pull out some of my food and offer it to him.
Easily done. Cold food or heated on the fire?
I have trail rations. I mean, I eat them cold pretty much.
Okay.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Akiri isn't there, is he speaking in Common or Orcish?
Common.
I can speak to him in Orcish. I also lived amongst orcs, so I can lead.
Okay, that's good.
Just tell me what to ask him.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say. What do we want to know? We need to know how to use this falcon thing to get into the bandit moot. Frankly, that's basically what we want to know.
I want to know why he wants the falcon statue. And why it is that they were setting up an ambush there to wait for it.
Yeah.
at least as a starting point, and then from there we can ask him more detailed information.
Okay. Yeah, start with that, Crib. That's a good idea.
Okay, I'm gonna start with, why were you fighting the other orcs?
I am Kroth Kovacs, and I do not deal with scaled ones from a dead civilization.
Do you want to die? Because, I mean, there's
Yes.
2 options.
Yes, kill me and let me fight in Grumsh's battle plane forever.
I relayed that information to the group.
Bella's gonna smack Aquitus on the arm and say, "I told you."
I mean,
He
I'm
said that
keeping my
last
mouth
line.
shut.
He switched back to common. You would know that is an insult, Krim.
wait, which one was an insult?
For him to switch to common, as though you're unworthy to speak orc with him.
Akira's gonna come trotting back over, a spider in tow. Guys, how's it going?
Thank you to Nacho Pants, subscribing at tier 3 for 2 months. You are awesome, dude. Thank you for supporting the
Woo!
stream. We are going to keep having some fun.
I mean, I knew this would be hard. He doesn't really have anything to live for, and we can't really let him live. So, it's gonna be hard to make him talk.
I mean,
Talk.
son of truth.
You peace
He can
lovers.
refuse to answer.
You peace lovers love to
Yeah,
talk.
true.
You lack the orc action.
I mean, we have a warlock.
This
A guy
guy's
who has,
trying to
like-
push my buttons, but it's okay.
It's a good lesson for you in holding your temper, I guess.
All right. Bref, can I see that box that you've been carrying for us?
Absolutely. And I hand the box over.
And I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to pull out the falcon statue, and I'm going to sit about 5 feet away from the guy and just kind of hold the falcon in front of him and be like, "See this?"
For the first time, someone picks up the statue. It's
Okay.
strangely heavy. Make a perception roll.
Oh no.
Sorry, click that on accident. God damn.
No!
If only I had called for investigation, but you're not making an investigation. This is a reactive perception roll. Strangely heavy. Must be a heavy kind of stone or something. Black, jet-colored statue.
Don't like it.
He looks down at the statue, looks up at you.
Yes. You are betrayers, servants of a liar.
Go on. Tell us a little more about it before, you take it from us and return to your people triumphant for having destroyed the group of 7 random adventurers who beat an entire one of your ambushes.
Plus spider.
Plus that. Would it be better or worse if you brought the spider back too? Do you know how to ride the spider? Or is that just something that, a couple of your guys that we killed and one of us random adventurers are good at? But you're right. We lack the orcish action.
It was a glorious battle. Yes, it was. But you will not win. Proof was required. Proof will be found. If not by the raiding party of Kroth-Kovacs, then by another. And when proof is found of the treachery of Misty, the rat, why, then Blackheart shall have such a day of reckoning that Grumsh himself will pause in his feasting.
So, what? So, what exactly is the purpose of this falcon statue?
It is. Why do you ask?
Confirmation.
I just like talking to you so much.
Kill me and have done. Kroth-Kovacs will not bandy words with you. You werewolves and werepigs.
I see. So you
I'm gonna.
that we're the weird creatures. No. Friend. We killed a were-tiger and a bunch of were-rats up in the mountains. Or, I guess the were-tiger escaped with his life, but not much else. I think that we might be on the same side here.
Wait.
Were-rats as much as you do.
He kind of tries to roll back and forth in his bindings.
You took it from a raiding party of orc, a courier. You took it from a courier of Misty's. You do not serve a thief king.
We didn't take it from an orc courier. We never did such a thing. We've never. I wouldn't interrupt a courier on the road.
Of course not.
Whoever we got it from.
It was being sent from one thief king to another as payment for betrayal. And you have ruined their plans. That is a great joke. A jest that will live on. Misty the rat will be hunting you now.
Guess we'll add another one to our list.
Well, I always did fancy myself quite funny, but I have to say that this one surprises me. Do you know? Well, you obviously do. So let me help you help me help you. Who needs to receive this, and why, and how do we get it to them?
You have no stake in this game.
I mean,
We have the statue.
Yes. You have the proof. you have the treasure. Is there more? More than just the statue?
Such as?
More proof? Or
I mean, we
you'll
have
just
that
take-
letter, right?
We do have that as well. All right.
Could you all roll insight, please? Thank you.
So, did you say there was a letter?
Uh-huh.
Roth Kovacs will make a deal with you. Let me see the letter.
I don't think this is a good idea.
Oops, can't find it.
What am I going to do? You have me tied and at your feet. Barely alive after a night on the snow with many injuries.
Why don't I read you the letter?
If we give him
Fine.
this information, we have to kill him.
No,
I-
you
letter
do not
without
have a
showing
stake
it
in
to him.
this game. You don't need to kill me.
I don't think we can
Oh.
let him go.
All of a sudden you don't want to die anymore. Why is that?
Because, as you say, we are not enemies. There is no glory in being killed in such a way.
I mean, you did kind of attack us yesterday in order to get the statue, so I think you want it.
And you killed to gain it in the first place. No.
Well, we were kind of attacked first, so
Make a sleight of hand check, Akiri.
I'm so done with this. I'm so done with this.
Third one
What
of
the
the
heck?
night. So Akiri gesticulates, trying to hide it, but like the magic kind of bursts out of her, and you all feel wow, zone of truth surrounding you. So you get a saving throw.
It's charisma saving throw. DC 15.
Is that affecting all of us?
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
who else is in that, please?
Anyone who is close enough to talk to the orc shaman.
Equitus would probably definitely step back.
Of course, now I roll decently.
Kroth is my name. My family is Kovacs. I am not in the business of telling lies.
All right. So,
Your cycle magic will not matter to me.
I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts on him.
Okay.
Cast your magics, I do not care.
What does the statue mean to you?
So you have this weird experience, Krim, of hearing him say one thing and kind of experiencing his top level of thoughts as another thing. So what he says is, in common,
It is proof. Proof of the treachery of Misty the Rat. Nothing more.
and what he's thinking is,
If only I had that thing, I'd be set for life.
Let's go a little bit away from him.
okay,
All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna go out of earshot, but keeping an eye on him, and I'm gonna tell him what he just said. He's been lying
I'll
through
stay
his
close
teeth
to
the
him.
entire time. Okay.
Well,
That's
it
good.
could still be the truth. It could be both.
I just don't trust him.
Well,
I
no.
know how some orcs are.
Well, I don't trust him. I'll agree with that part. Yeah. We, well.
What else
I'll
do we need to
whatever.
say to
I'll
him?
do whatever we think we need to do.
What else do we need to say to him? I can cast Detect Thoughts again, and I have it for up to a minute. But so far, we've just figured out this statue is very important and very valuable.
Aquitas, what are you thinking about?
What am I thinking about?
Not like your deepest hopes and fears, but like
Oh.
top layer, like most
Oh,
top of
son.
mind thing.
Bitch. God, son. Thinking about how I want to make sure and not hurt this orc.
Okay, you're hearing that, or you're sensing that information, Krim, while you're talking to Equitas.
I'm gonna say he can't be allowed to go back to where he's from. I don't really see any other option. I don't necessarily want to do it, but I don't see any other option than to hurt him and kill him.
Okay. First of all, you. All right. I would.
She just responded to something you thought and didn't say,
Right.
by the way.
Right. That's what I was just about to address.
Okay.
First of all, you could have just asked me.
It came just directly at me. Sorry.
Okay. And you guys could do whatever you think you need to the guy. Have my blessing.
The spell fades.
What else do we need to learn from him?
But if you want to know my opinion, I think he could be useful.
Do you want to take him with us?
He's is he as dangerous as a giant spider? Maybe, maybe not.
At least the spider we have a decent control of. I'm getting better, I promise.
From what I've seen, I think we have about the same amount of control over both. But if we feel that we need to do whatever we need to do, that's fine. I just think that he's probably our best shot at getting into this bandit moot and taking care of the situation at this bandit moot and dealing with whatever this thing with the falcon statue is, and with Breff's brother, his ship brother. Did I say that right? Being captured and held and sold as a slave at this bandit moot. I think this guy is our best way there.
So you want to persuade him to join us? I don't see that happening.
Okay.
There's no way we can persuade him to be loyal to us. This guy's loyal to bloodshed.
I mean, all he has to do is lead us there and get us there. We don't have to trust him more than that.
And how do you propose we do that?
I mean, we obviously would have to keep an eye on him. It would not be easy. You're right. And it might be dumb. It might not be a good idea. But it's an opening. And it is just thinking strategically is just something to keep in mind.
Okay, but we have to keep track of a giant spider and an orc now, if we keep the orc. I mean, that's a lot.
Yep, that's true. You're right.
Gary's gonna pipe up. Honestly, I think, and this is just me, I think the spider is a little bit more useful than an orc. Because, like, we don't know much about what's going on here. And he obviously knows more than we do, which could give us a lot of disadvantages. And
It could give us a lot of advantage.
but I don't think he's trustworthy. Like, I
He's
think
not.
he'll backstab us if
absolutely
he
not.
gets even the slightest of a chance.
He will.
So, I just don't think he'd be worth it.
Okay. Then kill him.
I am not
Those
the
actually
one.
our only options? Like, really, our only two things that we can possibly think of are to kill
Are-
somebody or take them with us?
Are they?
Please enlighten me on your suggestion, Bella.
I think that we have more information than we think we have. And I think that this guy has a lot of information about the Falcon statue, but not an awful lot of information about us. I think that we could use that to our advantage. We could feed him some false information, send him down a rabbit trail, and basically get away clean.
That's a good idea. I'm
If
all for
you-
not killing him.
You take the lead, I'll cast Detect Thoughts, and I'll go, I'll probe deeper into his mind. And if it works, I can figure out if you're going the right way. It's not that I want to kill him, I just think we will have to kill him.
Strangely
Can I
beautiful
roll?
morning
Can I do
for
an
these
insight
dark
check on
words.
the sentence that she just said? I don't want to kill him.
I guess so.
Okay. Probably ain't gonna tell me anything with an 11.
Krim's passive bluff is quite a bit higher than that.
Fair enough.
It's hard to get a read on this forceful personality that she has. I know there's no bluff in this system, but let's just move on.
Let's go with your plan, Bella, and I'll cast Detect Thoughts.
All right.
Yeah, everything's fine over here still.
Thanks, Brev.
Bref, you stayed with the orc?
Yes, I did.
While they're speaking, after a few minutes of silence, you can hear the rumble of their voices on the other side of camp. The shaman turns and looks at you.
We should make a deal.
Just the second time you mentioned making a deal. But then you just asked us for stuff. That's not how deals work.
You look like a sailor.
I get that a lot.
You folk have interest in the Mandit Moot. There are sailor slaves there.
Yeah, I know. That's why we're going.
Ah. Good. I can help you. If you let me go.
Now, how about you help us first, and then we let you go?
Those other people, your friends, they want to kill me. Then I can't help you.
Well, how about if we don't kill you, then you help us, then we let you go?
How about you let me go, and I help you in double?
But what if I let you go, and then you try and kill us again?
Is that going to happen? Doesn't seem likely.
I mean, it might. You tried to kill us yesterday.
What's your name, friend?
My name's Breath.
Ah, Bref. Good name. Bref. We are in a magic spell, we can't lie. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to attack you. I'm going to make a deal with you. And then I'm going to go back to Ironmaw camp.
Are you gonna hurt my friends?
No. I'm going to report to Chief Ironmaw and make our deal, but you have to let me go first.
Well,
So I can help you.
How are you gonna help?
You guys are heading back to the shaman now? Or are you still talking?
I guess we're probably. I'm probably heading back.
Yeah, we're heading back.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kind of follow
We're
that.
gonna go with Bella's plan.
Don't let them kill me, Bref. Don't let them.
I'll do my best not to let them kill you.
You guys arrive and hear Bref saying that.
Okay. As soon as Bella starts talking, I'm gonna cast it again, and then I'm going to do the deeper spell, and he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. What are you saying, Bella?
All right. Cards on the table. You haven't given us as much information as we hoped, but you have given us more than we had before. And fair turn is turn back. So I'd like to give you a little information in return, just to establish a mutual trust. and then we'll see if maybe we can help each other a little more. And then we'll let you go, on the understanding that none of us are going to try and kill any of us. Deal?
Yes.
What did I hear in his thoughts?
You hear him thinking, well, let's have him make a save. As you focus in. What's the DC?
I believe it's 14. Let me check. Sorry. Well, I know it's at least 14.
Okay. That isn't
Yes, it's
the
14.
total. That is not the total roll. Okay. It's a wisdom saving throw. The spell ends.
I have one more spell slot. I'm casting it again.
You feel the force of his mind reach out like a wall moving toward you and slam you out of his thoughts, breaking your concentration.
So does the next one fail?
You just recast the spell, but meanwhile he's answering Bella.
It's a deal. I will give you the knowledge you seek. You will give me proof of the treachery. And I will go upon Grumsh's blood and one eye, I swear.
Can I make a knowledge, religion check to see if that's a good swear?
I was gonna say
You can.
I am proficient in religion.
Also, Akiri knows that he failed his save against Zone of Truth, which is still active for a couple more minutes.
Okay, that's good to know too. So that means that he's not compelled to tell the truth, but he's having a hard time lying.
I think if he says it, it's the truth. Is that the way it works?
Okay.
It will be literally true. You can give an evasive answer, however.
Okay, cool. All right. I say, all right. Cards on the table then. Before we ever heard of the falcon statue, before we encountered the weir animals and stole it from them, we were already heading to the bandit moot. I see my friend here. His brother has been captured and is one of the slaves who's scheduled to be sold at the bandit moot. And we have an idea that we might like to prevent that from happening. Doing a little bit of digging into the bandit moot and facts about it. Have you heard anything of the communication between the Lord of Razors and Misty the Rat?
Yes. I knew a message would be sent, and I sought the proof of their treachery. Now
Yes.
I will bring it to Chief Arnma, and he will let
Well,
Blackheart know.
The message was unfortunately not written down. in its entirety. You see, it was mostly to be transmitted via a magical spell, which unfortunately was dissipated when we stole this statue.
Deception?
Go, Bella, be the bard you're meant to be.
Okay, cool, respectable. I'll take it.
A spell, huh?
Can I insight him to see if I think that he bought my lie?
Well, you can, but Krim's spell just completed. I think she just recast Detect Thoughts.
Yes, I recast Detect Thoughts once I realize it's faded.
Are you just doing the surface thoughts, or are you probing deeper?
I am going to probe deeper again.
Okay. The DC is 14.
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'll double check, but yes, I'm positive.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 14.
All right. Well, you can tell you gain insight into his reasoning. His reasoning is that he can give away as little as possible and get away with as much of a prize from you as possible. He'd like to get the statue. It seems to be far more valuable than it appears. And he realizes that you guys have not figured that out yet. Or thinks you haven't figured it out yet. But reasons that he will accept that he can still take a letter or some other proof of treachery to Chief Ironmaw. He's worried about dying in a in an unworthy manner. And not going to the afterlife with honor. He also is hoping that if he can pull this off, Chief Ironmaw will grant him a wife.
Sorry, what did you say you cut out?
He's hoping that Chief Ironmaw, if he's Kruthis, the guy you're talking to, Kroth Kovacs, he's hoping that Chief Ironmaw will grant him a wife if he can pull off this deal.
Okay, I'm gonna...
And
the spell expires. I'm gonna let Bella continue talking.
one more thing, he does have an ace up his sleeve to escape, but it would be very hard and dangerous to pull off, and he's It looks like he won't have to use it, and he's happy about that.
Sorry, what did you say?
How much of that did you catch? Can anyone else hear me?
I caught up to
You're
the last sentence.
It was just the very last sentence.
Okay. He has an ace up his sleeve that it looks like he won't have to use, and he's happy about that. Did you hear that?
Okay. Yes. Until the spell expires, I'm gonna let Bella continue talking.
Okay. So Bella, you were just lying to him about this. He seems to have bought it.
All right. So I'm going to tell. Well, the reason that they didn't want to write this communication down is because they were very afraid, turns out with good reason, that it might be intercepted by somebody who didn't want interrupting their party. Misty the Rat was going to propose that the date of the bandit moot changed. However, when this proposal was sent magically, the Lord of Razors denied her request, and it's going to take place as originally planned.
Okay. That's it? Is
Yes.
there any proof of their treachery? Besides the statue, or just the statue?
There's the box.
I thought you said there was a letter.
I lied.
New deception check. With disadvantage.
Hey. All right. 15. What'll that, is he...
Did you
Seems
make your
to-
save against Zone of Truth?
Yes, I did. I got a very high roll.
Okay. That spell will be fading in a moment. He says,
You said there was a letter. If you can, are you going to give me the statue for my proof?
Why do you need physical proof? Why isn't evidence enough?
That is a stupid question. Two
No, it
thief
isn't.
kings do not go to war lightly.
I don't think it's stupid, and I know stupid.
Yeah, that that didn't sit well with Equitus.
All right. I mean,
You're not
Don't you think
stupid,
that-
big guy. You just
No,
misunderstood.
I really am. It's okay, though. My friends help keep me out of most trouble.
I guess when it really counts. Yeah.
Or we
What other type of proof could we give you? I mean, we're not giving you the statue. Like I said, we do have a vested interest in
Then
proof.
give me the letter.
I am giving you the letter. I'm giving you the contents of the letter. Look, know where and when the bandit mood is going to take place.
You lied to me about this deal. If I cannot bring proof, then the deal is off.
I think that you actually have a great deal. You know where it is.
If I cannot bring proof, then Chief Iron Maw will not listen to me, and instead of rewarding me, I will be executed. Dishonorably.
Oh, I see. Well, and it really is damned if you do. because if you stay with us, then you die dishonorably and you don't get to go fight in Grimsh's blood thing. But if you don't stay with us and you go back home, then you die dishonorably and you don't get to go fight in Grimsh's blood thing. So what are we going to do here?
I will give you information, and you will let me go.
And I will give you as much information as I have. I will answer your questions about this bandit route and everything that I know about it that you don't, and that nobody else does, because I'm the only person with this information in the entire world that you know of.
Krim, before your mind reading spell faded, you could tell that he saw through her second lie.
Okay, I'm gonna tell everyone to huddle up and move away again. Ruff, stay with them.
Okay, Zone of Truth is
Alright.
gone by now.
Alright. I'll go with them.
Yeah, I'll follow you out.
I'm
Okay.
going to keep watch on him still.
So, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember what you said.
Hang on a second. So before you guys start talking, and give you a chance to remember what you were going to say.
Breath, is it? Yes. Big man.
Yeah, that's me.
Quick. Cut me loose.
No.
I will go and get your sea brothers. I will save them for you.
Can I sense that the zone of truth has faded?
Everyone could feel that.
Yeah, okay. I don't think you will, because you've been really dodgy on exactly what you're going to do to help us. So, no, I don't think I'm going to do that.
Fine. I will cut me loose, and I will tell you. I will tell you who is keeping those them as slaves.
No, that's okay. I already know that part.
Do you know where they are?
Yeah,
Do you know who their leader is?
yeah. No, I learned all that from someone already, so you kind of need to give us a bit more.
Bah! Then... Yeah. I don't know.
Just, they're pretty good at figuring this stuff out. Don't worry, I'm sure it'll all be fine.
Back to the aside. What does Krim say to the rest of the group?
Okay, so Bella, he bought your first lie and not your second. He has a means of escape that he thinks is dangerous, but he can use it. And that's what I'm most worried about, that he has a way to escape, but he thinks it's dangerous. That's what I'm most worried
What
about.
are we worried about him doing if we let him go?
He has information on who's carrying the statue. Could lead our enemies to our bunch. We have a lot of enemies, and it would help them.
But what he's been saying so far, we pretty much know he's been telling the truth, at least what he said, right?
He wasn't. What he wants is honor, and he's willing to lie to get that. I think he lied initially. So I'm like,
Okay.
I'm getting nervous, and
All right, here we go.
I stand by my initial plan.
Is there anything in this letter that we don't want him to know?
Sorry, you guys. I've forgotten what he said.
I'm looking at it right now. I try to push it, but they're starting to become suspicious. Okay, so you told them we weren't able to push it. That's okay. Attack on the Forgotten has everyone by the Forgotten Edge. Okay, we don't. You told him that they didn't change the date that they did. So, but if he knew the new date, I just don't know what we would not want him to know, and why.
Agreed. So, I think that you guys should hold him off a little bit longer, and I'm going to make a copy of this note, and I'm going to give it to him. Unless someone has some objections.
I think
I don't have
we
a
should
problem
keep the original, by the way.
Agreed. 100%.
I don't have a problem with that. Krim, do you?
If you can pull, but if you don't, I'm
I think I can.
okay.
I mean, unless he's super duper familiar with Misty the Rat's handwriting, I think I'll be able to do it.
And really, who in these lands is not super familiar?
Well, that's a good point.
Us.
Okay. I meant what I said. I don't want to kill him, so I'm willing to go along with his plan. I'm just worried it's going to backfire on us.
My thinking is, he was able to figure out that we had the Falcon statue before we had any idea that anybody other than us wanted the Falcon statue. So I think if he wanted to find us again, he already could. Until we get rid of the Falcon statue, which I don't want to do anymore right now. We'll talk about that later. So, anyway.
Jog my memory. The Falcon statue is super valuable, and he wants it. He wants to bring it back, I think, to the chief.
It's super valuable because he's going to sell it to the chief. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it might bear a little bit more examination later on by magic. But until then, I think that we're not going to give him the Falcon statue.
Agreed.
Giving him a copy of this letter and allowing him to take it back to the King Razormouth is going to be a good gesture of good faith and might actually get us some points. I mean, it's kind of like I was saying last night, you know, letting him think that we're his friend, letting him think that we helped him is only going to be good for us in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
He right now thinks that we're his enemy and that we're at odds and we have to trick each other in order to get information out of each other. If we just fully send him back with exactly the thing he wants and let him curry favor with his chief, you know, okay, so maybe they might not make it to the actual bandit mood, but I sincerely doubt that we're going to be the ones that he comes after for that, because we'll give him all the information we have.
I think this is a beautiful idea, and if I had thought of it first, I would have said it.
Okay, I would just take the Falcon statue far, far away from him. Yes. I don't want him to grab it.
No, he can't have it.
Totally going with your plan.
We're giving it back to Breath, and we're surrounding him in a cloud of Mavra.
How long do you need to make the forgery? It doesn't even have to be a perfect forgery. Does this guy know? I mean, it doesn't have. I mean, I would assume all you would need to do, if you would have to have that seal that's on there, you would need to copy it real well. But that's probably it.
Give me 20 minutes at the most, probably less.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to go off, and I'm going to find like a large tree to hide behind or something, just to be totally out of his sight.
Okay.
And and I'm going to pull out my little writing kit, and I'm going to copy out the letter and make a copy of the little seal.
All right. Make a dexterity check, and you can use your proficiency bonus or that you have to deception, if any.
Well, this plan may have already gone to shit, but I do my best.
You do it in 20 minutes, and it comes out a little bit like it was written by a child. But a child with pretty good handwriting.
I mean, are rats known for their handwriting?
You kind of squidge up the symbol. The seal on the letter.
Oh well.
You can tell it's not your
All
best
right.
work.
Well, while I'm doing that, what are y'all up to?
We should probably start breaking camp.
Okay. Well, I thought. Okay. Well. Okay. We can. If we're gonna. Were we gonna break camp like and leave him where he is? Like break camp around him?
Yeah,
weren't we
or
gonna,
someone can pick him up and shove him into the woods a little bit.
I'm not there, but you could put him next to the spider, just put the fear of God into him.
That's true.
I'm here for that.
Hey, Breath.
Yeah?
I've got a bad feeling about what the others want to do. They made a deal and now they're going back on it. How's that sit with you?
I mean, it doesn't seem like they're going back on it. They're just over there talking.
Yeah. So, you don't see any way that, there's nothing you want to know, Breath.
I mean, there's a lot I want to know. I just don't think I want to know it badly enough for me to let you go.
That's a shame, Breath. That's a shame. You know, the Steel Tooth Pack, they aren't kind to their slaves. They break their minds, see?
Well, that's why we're gonna head over there and fuck them up.
Captain Puck LeBlanc, she's worse. She's worse in secret, but she puts a smile on things. That's what they say anyway. We don't ever buy slaves from the Steel Tooth Pack. We like our slaves to have a bit of fighting spirit left in them, not be mindless broken husks. I can help you, Breath. I can help you get there faster before it's too late.
No, I really don't think you can. I think you just like to talk a big game.
What makes you say so? You don't think I know? You don't think I can tell you where they're keeping the slaves?
Well, I already know that, so I don't need you to tell me that.
I find that surprising.
I think you'll find this world is full of surprises. I don't think you expected to be tied up here this morning, and yet here you are. Maybe tomorrow I'll be tied up somewhere. I don't know.
Maybe you will. And maybe you'll be dead.
Yeah, that could happen.
So if we do drag him over to put the fear of God in him next to the giant spider, which I'm really hoping happens because that sounds hilarious.
I mean, if we're really wanting to put the fear of God into this guy, we can do that.
I mean, yes, but Equitus, no.
No, I'm not talking about hurting him.
That's not better.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Just scaring him.
How so?
He doesn't have to know we're not going to hurt him. I mean, we've threatened him already. We've threatened to kill him. You know, there are lots of ways that you could scare somebody. And he does seem to be afraid to die.
He's afraid to die dishonorably.
Yeah.
Just adding clarification.
I'd like to come out and say that there's nothing dishonorable about being eaten by a giant spider. That's my personal opinion.
You're probably right.
So did we drag him by the giant spider?
Sure.
When your group, do you guys go back over to him?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. When your group returns, he looks over and he says, "Help! I need to take a piss. So either cut me loose or kill me. I'm sick of bandying words with you."
You can piss your pants. Sorry, dude.
Yeah. As far as we're concerned, honestly.
You have no honor.
You tried to kill us first.
You are children with weapons.
You tried to steal from us. And then you
I
tried
definitely
to kill us.
am.
And you don't want to get me started today.
I don't care what you say. Go ahead and piss your pants, and I'm dragging him towards the spider.
You drag him up to the spider, and he looks up at the thing.
Strakik, if he moves, eat him. She pats him on the leg and goes about breaking camp, keeping a wary eye on him, and like not leaving the spider too far behind because he doesn't trust him that much. But
As you pat the spider on the leg and it leans over him, he shouts,
I'm sorry you cut out.
As you pat the spider on the leg and it leans over him, he shouts, "Rakoth!" And the spider backs off.
Whoa, 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 easy, easy, easy.
It backs away to the other side of the tree.
Like, does it look scared? Or is it more like a command?
The 10-foot
Or-
tall spider does not look scared.
Okay. Okay.
Well, there goes that.
You guys break down camp. By the time you're finished doing so, it's almost midday. The sun is high in the sky. The snow is dripping from the trees.
Guys, we need to go. What are we going to do?
Am I done with my forgery?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go up to where he's sitting, and I'm going to say, well, I'm sorry to have tried to deceive you. I guess you're lucky that you caught me in it. But I like to keep my promises. So here's the letter. And I'm going to hand him the forgery, all folded up.
His hands are tied, so he cannot take it.
I am going to have magic missile prepared, just so you know.
All right. I'm going to say,
Shove it in his mouth.
Breath, cut him loose. Or untie him.
Whoa, okay. Spider, please don't eat me. And I'm going to untie him.
Spider stays back. You lean down to untie him, and he stinks of piss. And blood.
Yeah, it happens.
He rolls over, and you hear his joints popping and cracking. Ugh. Ugh. He stands up and he takes the... This is the letter?
Yep.
Okay. And he folds it and puts it in his pocket. Well, your big sailor already knows everything, so ask him. Are we done here?
I think so. Good luck. I hope that the chief likes what you bring back.
Yes. Chief Ironmaw will be pleased. And you will not regret letting Kroth Kovacs go this day. This, I promise.
Put in a good
told
word for
you.
us.
I told you they weren't going to hurt you, and you just kept trying to trick me.
Goodbye. I hope the next raiding party comes upon you at night. He starts trudging off through the snow.
But we'll be sleepy at night.
That was such a rude way for him to end this.
As he walks away,
after
he
it
goes
was
like
so
this.
nice.
Akira yells, "Safe travels!" because she's Akira.
Did you guys let him keep his dowsing rod?
Did we?
I didn't take it from him.
He
I don't
walks
think we
off.
ever talked about searching him.
He walks off, his forked stick wrapped in leather and feathers dangling from his hip.
Guys, where's the statue?
We still have it, right?
I
Do
assume Bella's still holding it.
Yeah,
I never
Bella,
had it.
said you were going to give it back to me, but I don't think it ever actually happened. So as far as I know, you are still holding it.
So at this point, I'm going to pull it out and put it back in its box with the original letter and give it back to Breath.
Oh, thanks.
It rests in the box with a heavy thud. You wrap it up in the velvet again.
That was an interesting encounter.
Hey, how much we didn't kill anybody today so far?
All of them except one.
Today, I said.
It's okay.
If this doesn't come back to bite us in the ass, I'll say thank you.
Is there anything else we need to do here, or can we go? Did this change? This did not change our destination, right?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Nestward ho.
You guys pack up your stuff, shoulder your enormous heavy packs, and begin trudging over the mountains in a different direction, I assume. The cloud summit peaks lie before you, and as you pick a direction and the pace, we're going to take a quick break. So we'll be right back, folks. 5 minutes or so, maybe even less, and we'll see you again in a minute. Bye-bye. And we're live. Alrighty. Thanks, folks, for sticking with us while we took a quick break. I will now ask, what direction you guys headed? You don't have to figure out the direction because multiple members of your party automatically know where north is, so you can just point in the direction that you want to go.
I always know where home is, so I'm just gonna point straight south.
Okay. So you guys are going to head south. At what pace?
Probably normal still.
Yeah. Can you? What? The date on the calendar is correct.
No, the date on the calendar is one behind right now. Let me take care of that real quick. Thank you for the reminder. While I'm updating that, you guys are making your way over the mountains. The snow is rapidly melting, but it's still on the ground. You push your way through the trees. Occasionally you find a path, perhaps a hunter's path or an old road, now disused and fallen into disrepair, from one of the empires that once built up the Wildlands. And as you travel, you try to travel as quickly and as carefully as you can without running into any trouble. So anybody, please go ahead and jump in and make a case for why the skill of your choice should be allowed to be used. And you've got to get 3 successes before you get 3 failures. This is a challenging terrain, this thickly wooded mountainous area. But at least it's not the middle of a snowstorm anymore. Calendar is now updated. It is Success Day, the 8th of Fiexi.
So, and I think I've tried this before, and I rolled poorly last time I tried it, but maybe I'll try it again. Learning from my mistakes is, I'm gonna try and clear a path through the snow, kind of going ahead of others, to make their travel easier using my athletics ability.
I'll buy it. The snow isn't super deep, but I mean, even ankle-deep snow can be a pretty severe impediment, and you guys have gotten a very late start today, so that could certainly help. Yeah, athletics, go for it.
Hey, there we go.
That is a
24.
success. Congratulations. So, Bref, you march on ahead of everyone else, forging the path with your mighty thews, and pushing, kind of clearing the way for everyone who can't fly to trudge on up and down the mountains with a more clear footing. No, that's true.
She's riding on the back of a giant spider.
Right. As you are traveling, you are riding on the back of a giant spider. I almost forgot that. Srakik kind of easily handles the pathways. I'm going to ask you to make a handle animal check, actually.
Sorry, my... Somehow my character sheet got super tiny. 1 second.
In the
All
meantime,
right, I can see everything now.
okay.
Kinda sucks, kinda doesn't. Could suck worse. 9.
Okay.
2 9s, actually.
You find Sruk Eek. You find this giant spider keeps turning aside from the path, or lunging toward any birds or snow rabbits, or sometimes your companions.
Hey, no,
Akira,
it's
get that thing
okay.
away from me.
She's like keeping him to the back. She's staying a little bit behind everyone to like sort her
Who's
friend out.
immediately in front of you in the marching order?
Not Equitus.
Why not? I might be.
He could be. Do you want to be?
All right. I know it's Bref in front.
Bref is probably in front.
Probably then Maver, I bet.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be pretty well behind.
I think Maver would be behind because I'm probably the slowest.
True.
You're going to be even further back than the spider?
No, I'm saying Akiri is like staying a little ways behind everyone.
Okay.
Like a good 10, 20 feet, 10, 15 feet. Just
the spider
to sort
keeps
her.
lunging toward Mavra. You yelling, hey, hey, no, seems to have no effect on it whatsoever.
Did Krim understand the command that was given to the spider?
The... Yes. It was an orc. So Bref understood it as well.
What was the word?
Stay back. Or beware. Like the equivalent of whoa.
That's a good command to know.
Okay. The distraction that this involves is going to give you guys one automatic fail.
He's going to give us what?
One automatic fail. Then your travel checks. Because, Mavra, you keep feeling these massive pincer jaws just snap shut behind your head.
I'm sorry, he wasn't this bad yesterday. I think that orc really rattled him.
Who else is going to jump in? Help you guys travel effectively.
Okay, I will go ahead and since everybody else likes to do it, I'll try it too. I'll do the I'll kind of look around for some traps. See, I've got a little bit of I've got a little bit in that area, so I'll look around and kind of scout ahead and look for traps as quietly as I can, and kind of make sure that there's nothing that we need to be wary of on the trail.
Okay. Make a perception roll. I mean, I assume that was perception.
That's right, yeah. 12.
That's another failure.
Yeah.
You're trying to keep an eye on things, but Bella is standing off to the side. You've got a giant spider following you. And it's just hard to see anything in this thick forest that the spider moves through as naturally as breathing. But the rest of you are having a hard time with. And then there's the slog climbing up and down the mountains as you go.
No traps whatsoever, guys. Path looks great ahead.
Well, you guys are marching along. Bacritus is trying to keep his eyes out. Who else is going to jump in and try to help the situation?
I think I'm gonna move behind the spider to get away from the snapping and to try to just kind of keep an eye on behind us, even though I don't think the orc would try to follow us, just to keep an eye on everything.
Are you proposing another perception roll?
Yes.
Okay. Mavra keeps an eye to the back
Not very good. It's a 7.
Oh, no ski.
with a 7. Travel in the wildlands is dangerous at the best of times. You guys are having quite a difficult time. Here in the mountainous forest, I'm going to ask Mavra to roll a D1. No, actually, is rolling a good thing or a bad thing in this case? I guess it is a bad thing. So go ahead and roll a D100 for me, please. You guys run into trouble. $79. You guys run into trouble up here in the mountains. In the forest, still covered in half-melted snow. And who's in front? Bref?
That's me!
Bref, as you're going along, clearing the snow, striding forward, you're doing a great job. I'm going to ask you to make a perception roll.
$22.
You hear this odd crashing sound up ahead. Sounds like a splintering wood, like when something struck when a boat ran aground.
I'm gonna hold up my hand and say, wait everyone, there's something going on up ahead of us.
When you speak out, the noise stops, and everyone else comes up behind you. And I'm going to put you guys on a map. There's also a creek, probably feeding that river you crossed earlier. that runs across the path. Bref is in front. Then Cordy kind of following along. Cordy's been in a daze, communing with her inner mushroom.
Maybe she had the last of her drugs or another thing.
Bella walking slightly off the path to the side. Then Crim. And you mean you guys aren't walking in single file? Unless indicated otherwise. And then Akiri and Srakik.
How big is he, by the way?
Don't you remember?
No, that was a week ago. I'm sorry.
That big.
Okay.
Big enough to ride on. I'll give you control of him.
Yay.
I don't know what the sound was, but it sounded like crashing of wood, perhaps.
You hear another loud snap, but you don't see it through the trees. It seems to be coming from some distance away.
Where's our friendly neighborhood tiefling?
Did I not put Equitus on?
You abandoned.
I saw it coming.
There you are.
Yep.
He just really couldn't get over not being able to torture that orc.
Or the spider took one too many lunges at him.
You've been crunching over the snow. Mud is caked on your boots. There's a stream of the melted snow trickling across the path that you managed to find through the mountains. And there's these weird noises coming from up ahead, but you don't see their source. It seems to be coming from behind the trees over this way. And it definitely reacted to Bref calling out to you guys.
Hey, Akiri, do you want to fly up a bit, see if you can spot anything over the tree line?
Someone doesn't mind holding a spider down.
I'm gonna walk up to the spider and give the orcish word for woe.
Do you shout it out the way that he did, or do you just say it?
As authoritatively as I can.
That sounds like shouting to me. Alright. Go ahead and make an animal handling check with advantage.
That was good.
Yeah, thank goodness for advantage. That's an 18.
The spider backs up and crouches down with its 8 legs kind of sticking up all elbows. It seems afraid and does not want to move.
Akira looks at him and goes, "Okay, you need to teach me that word later," and then takes.
The spider seems afraid. It's not
Dude, they do
good.
this hilarious thing where they like crouch inside of them and they like cover up their bodies with their legs. It looks ridiculous.
So what do you do?
Wonder
I-
what scares a spider of the giant variety.
Can't hear you.
I should probably like hold down the button to talk. That would be helpful. Akira's gonna take off over in that direction.
Move
See if there's
yourself
anything.
then. How high?
We'll say 30 feet, 30, 40 feet.
Okay. 40 feet up. You take wing and swoop over the trees. As you fly over the things waiting behind the trees, there is a shout as you see the things behind it, and they immediately attack.
Makes sense. Giant bird flying over.
Maver, what did you roll on your D100 roll?
79.
Thank you.
Nice.
Ankh-Iri. You see a bunch of guys in robes wearing these forged, like, metal and stone medallions with this, like, big kind of crack, like this big, like, it looks like a Riven Mountain symbol. There's one guy who seems to have some kind of arcane or divine, some kind of strange energy writhing over his hands. But most notable of all is this massive, hulking creature made of earth and rock. And it is currently smashing something into bits. And you recognize the something that it's smashing into bits. It's a sky burial marker of the Aarakocra tribes.
Okay. And you said they saw me, right? I mean, she isn't trying to be sneaky.
Yep. Roll
Cool.
initiative.
Cool.
Are we all rolling or just a Curie at this point?
You can all roll, but it's a surprise. You know, you're all surprised, so you can't really do much. Akiri, you recognize that symbol. It's unmistakable. Emblazoned as it is and scarred into the one guy's forehead. These are the Scarred Earth Cult.
Cultists. I hate these guys.
Cultists? Why does it have to be cultists?
You've heard them only in story, but now you're seeing them. And the thing made of rock and earth is impressive and frightening. And they all immediately turn toward you and fire off attacks at you. So I'm going to... but you react first, as they look up and give a shout. The rest of you will roll initiative, but you're currently surprised. So, Bella, you're surprised, and then Akiri, you react.
She's going to... And she recognizes them, right? She sees this, looks at them, recognizes...
She recognizes the medallions they wear and the scar on this guy's forehead as marking... This is the sigil. This is the mark of the Scarred Earth Cult.
Okay, then she's going to squeak very intimidatingly, turn around, and head back to the party as fast as she can.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to make a perception roll.
Okay. We all know how much perception loves me. Not bad. 15.
Okay. You smell something that kind of reminds you of taurine. A burning scent. With another kind of awful smell kind of layered over it. You know there are more creatures that you can't see under the trees. These three
Okay.
trees. So if you're moving, then move.
Alright, so yeah, then I'm gonna book it back to the party as quick as I can. Unless they, like, take a shot at me or something.
Well, they can't act until they're turned, and they're not going yet. I'm just waiting for you to move yourself. Is it being slow, or...?
Sorry, I was misunderstanding what was going on. 1 second.
We're in combat. What are you doing?
Running away very bravely.
I understand that, but you have a token. There you go. Alright. The rest of you are surprised, and now they go. Akiri ends up all the way back there. That's one double move for you?
I think. I didn't actually count.
Oh. Okay, we're in combat, so it does actually matter. You cannot move that far.
Okay, then we'll just to the.
Where was she? Here?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so you can move 120 feet?
Just 100.
Just 100 feet? So you end up there-ish?
Sounds good.
Go ahead. Or do you want me to move you? Okay.
I got it. Sorry, I'm panicking.
Are you changing your elevation at all?
Nope.
Okay. Guys, terrain off of the path too far will be difficult terrain due to the snow and hidden underbrush. Okay. A shout goes up. Do any of you speak the Earth Tongue? Do any of you speak Ignan? Okay. You can't understand what it said, but it sounds like a language made of rocks crashing together.
So it's the rock biter, is what you're saying.
Sure. All right. So, first, the burning things reveal themselves. And flying out from underneath the trees are these weird, winged little creatures that look like they're made of lava. And they kind of smoke as they go. And drip this red-hot, burning rock. Let's see. So this guy rises up, so he's a little bit below you still. He's 6 squares up. You're 8 squares up. And he kind of, this little impish almost. They're not imps. They look slightly like the imps back at Taurine, but they really aren't. When you get a closer look, they're like creatures made of burning rock mashed into this flying shape. And it leaves a trail of smoke, and he kind of swells up as he gets close. Ak-Iri, what kind of armor are you wearing?
Leather.
And what weapon do you carry, or do you have none?
I just have a crossbow.
Okay. He just kind of swells up, like around the gills, like a toad. And he will. He'll actually fly up next to you, and you feel the heat emanating from this little flapping body. He's no bigger than like a dog or a cat. But he looks real nasty, real evil all the same. And same for these other two. Right, they're in difficult terrain. But they do seem to come out of it. And he's drawing a kind of a small metal pronged crossbow. As they come running up. You are flying quite high, but they can't really get a good angle on you through the trees. But they do draw their weapons. Akiri, you can't really see what's going on. But you hear of footsteps. And then they suddenly stop. Like and this guy shouts to these people. Kill them! Kill them all! And get the bird. The frilled must be captured alive. And with that, it's Bella's turn.
All right. So, I am going to run forward drawing my bow. Am I on difficult terrain starting here? Is that 2 squares of difficult terrain, or am I close enough to the road?
Could you ping again? No, you can just step onto the road. From there, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna run up there, and I'm going to go, and a wild magic arrow.
Okay.
And I am going to go ahead and shoot. That's a 15 to hit.
I have no idea what you're shooting at. Okay. You hit that guy. Did you roll damage?
Alright, so it's 3 piercing damage, and he just got hit with a wild magic arrow.
Okay, roll a d100. How much damage was it?
3.
Okay.
5 wild magic.
Five damage? No, 5 on the wild magic roll.
No, 3
Okay.
piercing damage and 85 on the wild magic roll.
Okay.
So if we want to switch those two numbers, that'd be fine.
Look, this is
honestly.
happening to him, not to me, probably. Maybe. No one knows what's going to happen. It's going to be fun.
You could be blowing pink bubbles again.
That's like the best case scenario.
The arrow strikes him. Ugh! He says, "Strength of earth, protect me." And then the arrow disappears in a puff of smoke and is replaced by a very funny looking, weird ass little metal man. Bamf. Who looks like a metal box with legs, arms, useless wings, and a weird ass face. Boomf! The arrow transforms into that, and it immediately goes, "Eh? Eh?" and shrugs.
What?
Okay. I'll take it. And I'm going to, with my remaining free action, I'm going to point at him and go, "Aha! You've been cursed by the shrugging."
It says, "Must I follow order?" And then it's Akiri's turn.
Akira is going to keep flying back to the safety of her party. Away from the crazy cultists.
Krim.
She'll have to double dash for it, but that's okay.
Okay. I am going to magic missile the guy I'm about to. I don't know. Sorry. I'm gonna hit that guy.
I don't see the ping. Oh, okay, the guy in front. How much damage was it?
So 2 damage.
Okay. He takes it. Wait, 2 damage for each missile, right?
Yes. So there's 3
6
missiles.
damage. So he is pulverized. He kind of bends over and falls to his knees, spitting up blood as the purple fireworks slam into him. And he drops his crossbow and he's just coughing up blood on the path. Clearly dying. If that's the end of your turn, then it's Equitus's turn. Mavra, you're on deck.
Okay, I'm going to move up a little bit. I'm going to move up to right about there. And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast. Now, okay, I can see these guys, this group of 3 here. The guy in the middle of this group, he's dressed differently.
Yes, he has a big scar of a weird cultish symbol on his forehead, and his hands are wreathed in arcane energy. Pulsating. Okay. He also is dressed differently, yes. He wears a kind of metal enhanced armor, plates, essentially, and leather plates as well, kind of supporting that.
Okay. Well, he's going to get an Eldritch Blast in the face. if I can. I guess I could hit him, or is the guy in front of him gonna?
You cut out what?
I said I'm going to. Can I hit that guy, or is the guy in front of him in my way?
Yes, he's currently getting cover from that guy.
Okay, then I will hit the guy in front of him, that guy, with just a regular Eldritch. No, the Eldritch Blast with acid. 25 to hit.
That's a hit. Damage?
13 total. 7 Eldritch, 6 acid.
Okay, that guy goes down in one hit.
You cut out at the end there.
You one-shotted him.
Oh, nice!
Ah! The force damage rips out his guts, and they splatter the snowy path.
Alright. And that'll be my turn.
Mavra, you're up.
I'm gonna make just a double move, which I think would make me right behind Equitus.
Okay. If that is it, then the bad guys go, and then it'll be breath after that. This guy swoops down. Remember, he was all puffed up? He barfs up a gout of basically flaming spittle, which engulfs the three of you, Mavra, Equitus, and Bella. So make a dexterity saving throw. So looking at the chat, Aquitas failed, and the other two of you are going to take 3 damage. Aquitas will take 7 fire, which of course he has.
That would be 3, is that right?
Yep. Alright. This guy flies partially out of sight behind this tree. And this guy does a very similar move. This guy steps forward and touches the guy you one-shotted. Get up!
Those bitch-ass necromancers.
Yeah, I thought that mofo went down too easy.
And that guy rises up. This guy moves forward and fires his hand crossbow at Bella, who's in front. What's your AC, Bella?
13.
Okay. He hits you. The bolt deals 6 damage to you.
Right?
Cordy looks around. She says, "Something feels weird. Something feels weird about the ground. It's shaking, shivering in fear. Strange." This guy says, "It is not allowed. It is not allowed. It is not allowed." And he runs around like crazy. The little metal man.
This is the wildest wild magic arrow I've ever seen.
It is not allowed. It is forbidden.
Look, all my arrows obey Asimov's laws of robotics. It's really easy
Breath,
to understand and
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's Breath's turn.
Okay, so that flying dude, he has a 2. Would that make him 10 feet off the ground?
Yeah.
So, would I be able to reach him, or is he out of my range?
Sorry, who are you trying to reach? I was distracted for a second.
Give me one
That guy?
second.
This guy?
Yes, exactly.
He is currently 10 feet up.
So I have 5-foot reach, and I imagine I'm, about 5 feet tall. Would that be in range, or is he too high up?
That's a good question.
So if I moved here,
Well, no, because he is 10 feet off the ground.
yeah.
So if you're 5 feet and you can reach 5 feet further, you'll be just underneath him.
So I'll be getting his toes.
Right.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to click my heels together, snip, snap, and I'm going to...
You're suddenly going really fast and everything else is going really slow.
Okay, let me see. If I did it straight, it'd take 105 feet to get to this guy. With difficult terrain, I'm seeing... So you said further off the path is difficult terrain. How far is far off the path? Like with this?
Yeah,
whole
that would
path,
all be difficult terrain.
That would all be difficult terrain.
Mm-hmm.
So what if I'm running through my friends.
Basically,
so
if a square has basically any brown in it, it's not difficult terrain. But if it's all white, it's difficult terrain.
40. Okay, I could do that. I'll provoke some attacks of opportunity. So I'm going to go into a rage and then double move.
Rage!
And where am I? There we go. Over to our good friend over here. And potentially provoke attacks from these three.
Mm-hmm. This guy will try to stop you crossing the stream. It is forbidden! So he swings at you with his little metal fist. Yeah!
Aston?
That'll miss.
He gets
That's
a 5.
adorable. Aren't you a cute little boy?
Then he pulls a javelin out. He opens himself. He's a box, remember? He opens his own lid and pulls out a little javelin. I'll get you next time. Hey, Swazi. Hey, Villis. Hey, Memto Screen Name. Hey, Kenny.
Ooh, bunch of people.
So, Bref, you have moved and you're taking 2 more attacks of opportunity, right? Sorry, I gotta do those.
I'm taking what now?
2 more attacks of opportunity, I believe.
Correct, from the 2 cultists.
Okay. So they have their crossbows in one hand. Oh, I said they were these little metal hand crossbows that they can actually use as daggers. But I think they're both gonna miss.
Correct.
Yep.
Those are both misses.
They both miss. Okay. Then you end up next to this guy in a blur of motion. He looks very surprised to see you. He says, "Strength of stone, protect me."
It's not gonna help.
Is that the end of your turn?
Oh yeah, sorry. There's a double
Okay.
move and that's it.
Yeah. Bella's turn. Akira, you're on deck.
All right. I've been hurt so much. But I'm going to move forward here. And...
Thanks, Paul.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I stand in this square? I can't really, can I? Or...
I'm sorry, which square? Yeah, you can. Why not?
I don't know.
Oh, in the creek?
I guess it'll just make me wet.
Yeah, it'll make you wet. But this guy looks at you and he's like, "It is not allowed! It is not allowed! You may not cross the stream!
What?
It is against the rules!" And he waves his tiny javelin at you.
Well, I'm gonna pretend that's not happening, and I'm gonna shoot this guy.
Okay.
It's a 15 to hit.
That's a hit. You are not in shadow. So you do not get the benefit.
And I'm rolling my 1d100.
Oh, you're using another.
Oh my
freaking
god!
arrow. Oh my god.
Motherfucker.
Well, mark off
Okay.
another arrow, because those only regenerate
Yes.
like 1 per something week.
Yeah, I know. I'm marking them off. And I'm also regenerating them. I'm keeping track of that. So
Well done.
so that's 5 damage, and I summon another goddamn robot.
No, you got an 85, I thought.
Yeah, that's
Last
what I
time you-
got last time, too.
Was it?
Yeah, I thought.
Yeah, I think it was 285s.
Yep.
You do.
I think I just changed the table.
The arrow deals its damage. He felt it. He doesn't go down. And the arrow transforms into another one of these guys. Poof! It is not allowed! It is not allowed! It is forbidden! Ah!
This is probably probably the closest to an episode of Adventure Time that we've ever gotten.
Probably.
Akiri, your turn.
All right. So she's got her buddy, and I think the two of us are. Oh, what's the spider speed? Because she's running him now. I'm assuming he goes on my initiative.
The spider speed is 30.
Thanks. That's better than Kiri's walking speed.
You land on the giant spider, and it responds to your touch. It smells blood.
All right, buddy. We've got some bad guys. Let's screw them up. And we're just gonna go to that square, I think.
Will that be your whole turn?
Nope, I have other ideas. She's going to guiding bolt this.
Okay.
It's a bit of a waste, but he's in the way. $21 to hit. Ah, that's a terrible guiding bolt. So 21 to hit, 8 radiant.
He is marked by your power. And you can now get advantage on him, guys. But he also takes 8 radiant.
So I probably splattered him.
I'm sorry, did I mark the wrong guy? This guy, right?
Yeah.
Yup, he goes down.
Alright, that's the end of mine.
Krim, your turn. Did we lose? Oh, there you are. There you are.
No, sorry. Going to magic missile again, but I'm gonna split it between that guy and that guy because I can see both of them. Correct?
You're right. Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna send 2 closest to me, and then 1 to the one that's furthest away from me.
Got it.
Well, that's one better.
Alright, these little guys made of rock take these purple firework hits. Bubbles and boils, but that seems to be natural for them.
Damn it.
So they do take the damage, however. Force damage, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Krim's turn is over, I believe, so it's Equitus's turn. Maver, you're on deck.
Alright. I think I'm just going to stay where I am. These guys, this guy here... Oh, got the wrong... Don't have a pointer chosen. This guy here, he... when he hit me, it was fiery, right?
It was.
Fire.
It was kind of like a solid. He basically spit like spattered lava at you.
Right. Okay.
So it's actually more like bludgeoning and fire.
Okay. But there was definitely a fiery element to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. then I'm going to Eldritch Blast that self same thing. And I am going to add in the acid damage too. 13, unless you can give me advantage. If you give me advantage, it's a whole lot.
Why am I giving you advantage?
You're not.
Okay. Give yourself advantage. What are you attacking right now?
This guy.
Okay. A 13 hits.
Oh, nice. So then that would be 13 plus 5.
Bam! He will take all 18 damage and basically melt. He falls to the ground and immediately begins cooling. Steam flies up from the snow.
Nice. And I'm going to, you know what? I am going to use my movement because I didn't move. And I'm going to go up.
That guy was already heavily damaged from 2 magic missiles.
Okay.
But you barely killed him.
I'm going to move a little. Just going to move a little bit up. So just about to right here and stay on the path.
Okay. Mavra, your turn.
I am again going to double move. Leaving me right there, I think.
Okay.
And that ends my turn.
Okay. The bad guys. Come a bit closer. This guy swells up. And he spits out his breath, which will hit Equitas and the metal box man known as a Modron. So make another dexterity saving throw, Equitas.
Okay. 7. Big ol' 7.
This guy will catch Cordy and Krim in his fiery spittle of magma. So, Krim, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
I am resistant to fire, by the way.
Well, you'll take half, and maybe you'll take half of half. Your save was a fail, Equitas. You take another 7 fire and bludgeoning as the burning rock spit hits you.
Is that 7?
You just take half from your resistance.
Okay.
Yeah. Krim succeeds. So she'll take half of half, taking only 1 point of damage. Alright, Cordy should have full HP, but she doesn't right now, so she takes the full damage. That works out pretty well. Okay. Oh, the Modron. Did I roll for the Modron? Nope. He dodges pretty effectively for a little metal box man. Kind of dodges out of the way and only takes half. Ah! It is not allowed! And he turns and he jabs his javelin toward the magma creature. Flying through the air, dripping and smoking.
Bella, what have you brought upon us?
Friendship.
Bref, this guy turns toward you that you just ran up to. And he says, "Do you know fear? Do you know darkness? Do you know the depths under the earth?"
Do you know my hammer in your face?
He points at you.
Equitus would really laugh out loud at that, literally.
Flee.
Oh no.
Make a save.
Wisdom one.
Wisdom save.
I'm guessing that's not gonna do it.
Oh no.
Bref, all of a sudden you're thinking about being crushed by 1,000 million tons of rock, and you've got to get the hell out of there.
And you still have speed too.
So that'll
Still on
happen on your turn, which will be in a minute. This guy rifles through his pockets, pulls out a small vial of red liquid, and he steps over to this guy, opens his mouth, and pours it in. His guts grow back that were eldritch blasted out of his body.
Wait, no, that guy got like glowy bird of death.
Okay. He gets the burning laser beam of holy radiant light heals. Or rather, is undone the damage that it did. I'm sure you're plotting my demise right now, but you should be plotting the bad guy's demise. Alright, so he's prone on the ground and he stands up. And then he aims a kick at the boxman. "What the hell are you? Get out of here! It is not allowed to kick me!" And he also picks up his weapons. He actually kicks the guy, and the metal box is kind of punted back a bit. Okay. And then things really get interesting.
Oh no.
Krim, Akiri, you feel the ground shake beneath you. You feel it through the spider, Akiri. There's a rumbling. The ground bursts forth with stone and rock. Something emerges. Something that feels ancient and from deep, deep below. And it aims a blow at Akiri, slamming you. And it can easily reach up to where you are, by the way. It is easily, it's taller than the spider. And it just slams you with one huge stone arm.
Shield?
Okay. You cast shield and your AC becomes too high for him to hit with that attack. It becomes annoyed, and it turns and attacks Krim instead, with the second attack. Its other arm sweeping around. Crim.
I think that hits.
26. You take 11 bludgeoning damage. Bam! Bref, it's your turn. Take us out in style. You are compelled, Bref.
I'm going to run. Basically, this is about 70 feet away. And then I still have 90.
90.
So... Wait, no, sorry, wait. Yes. Yeah, because a double move would get me 160 feet.
Well,
Good
Bref
grief.
You guys remember
disappears. Bref disappears from view as he
I do
runs.
stick to the road.
You stick to the road, gaining as much distance as possible. You have got to get away from that friggin' guy. And so 90 more feet, you said?
Yeah, from there, from where I was to the edge of the map was 70,
Okay.
and then after that.
So I'm writing 90 above you, as you are 90 feet farther on. And with that, folks, we're going to have to call it.
Why?
Wow.
Whew. Well done. Good game.
That was another good one.
This is terrifying. Akiri is very, very freaked out.
Akiri, what is the Scarred Earth Cult doing here, of all places?
I'm kind of terrified about the implications of them being here, to be honest.
Also,
Yeah,
what's
that's like
the funerary item they were smashing?
I honestly have no idea what that is. Again, terrified to find out, but we'll see.
I'm sure there's just a nice ski resort up here somewhere that they were checking out. They were chilling at.
Oh yeah. Probably not.
Just some light construction and repairs.
Yeah, probably not coming home from, burning Akiri's family.
Why would you even say that?
I don't know. I guess it is a bit of a possibility.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you, Jeremy, M, Paul, Haley, Danielle, and Kirsten. I wish we could play all night and through the next week.
Same.
That was a blast. I will see you folks next time. We play the Wildlands Campaign every Sunday night, and there's another good one coming up next week. I am certain of it. Travel through the Wildlands. Very dangerous, guys. Very dangerous to travel without an army. I stream campaign prep for both this campaign and the Cyberpunk game that we play on Saturday nights. So come by for those streams as well. And I think that's it. So, I bid
Bye,
you
audience!
good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.